Okay, thank you. Shall we start the session?
Yeah, sure.
Hi guys, good evening. So let's start with the session. My name is Amirthavarshini. So I have qualified both groups of CA Inter in the first attempt in the recent exam, May 25. I'm associated with first attempt as a PR head. So let me explain you about first attempt. So basically, it is a platform where we provide mentorships to the CA students. So I'm currently working as a PR head in the first attempt, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to host this session. So let me start with the basics. So first of all, when you can I know all your attempts? Like, can you please type which are the attempts you're giving in the comment section so that I'll have a fair idea of how I have to address you all. No, no, not that attempt. Like, are you giving in Jan, September, like that? Okay, most of them I could see is from the Jan attempt, right? So, okay, thank you so much for all of your responses. So, basically, I'm very glad that you all guys have already planned which attempt you have to give. So, the first thing in CA Inter you have to do is plan your attempt. Like, if it's your first attempt, you have to decide in which attempt you are going to give your exams, and you have to start a backward planning. Like, if you're aiming for May 25, sorry, May 26, or if you're planning for Jan 26, you have to plan in the backward manner. Like in November mid, I have to complete my syllabus. Then in September, I have to do my group two. Like I have to complete my group two. Till July, I must have completed my group one. So the best strategy that will work for you in CA intern is the backward planning. So once you're done with the backward planning, start implementing whatever you have planned for. And most of the days, whatever targets you're setting for yourself, definitely they'll not be getting achieved. So, but you should not be getting demotivated, because not everyone can, like, it is not possible humanly to achieve each and every target which we have on our to-do list. It's okay to carry forward the task which we are unable to do today, but don't get too much demotivated by that. So with this, I would love to start the subject wise strategy for CA intern. I'll start with accounts. For accounts, I took classes from Nitin Goyal sir, who actually covered all the MTPs, RTPs, PYQs in his regular class itself. So, talking about accounts, the primary strategy which you have to have is the conceptual clarity, because accounts is a type of subject where you can easily pass and you can easily even score so much high marks, just even if you have a basic conceptual clarity. And for accounts, I would request you to make concept notes. Like, for example, if there is an internal reconstruction topic, there are two concepts in that. The first one is journal entries, the second one is share surrender concept, right? So you have to make concept register of that, where you will be having one day the concept. Like if there is an internal reconstruction chapter, and there are few journal entries, like if there is an expense, then you will be debiting the reconstruction account. If there is a liability, then you will be crediting the reconstruction account. So basically, just write the concepts in a separate note, so that next time when you have to revise, you don't need to go for any teacher's lecture, or you don't need to go for any separate resource, because in the regular class itself, you might have prepared all the notes. So this was my strategy for accounts. And for revision, I particularly referred Akash Kandoi sir, who really helped me a lot. Like unke lectures, his lectures will be for only 1 or 2 hours maximum. But the coverage which you will be having in that 1 or 2 hours lecture is immense. Like I'll give you an example. I didn't do AS10 fully. Like I was not very confident about AS10, but I randomly attended the YouTube lecture of the Akash Kandoi sir. And even after attending that, just it was for 1 hour and 10 minutes. And just because I attended that, the first question in my exam was from AS10. And there was many tricky points, like especially the GST point was very tricky. But still, I was able to solve just because of the revision lecture. So if you're unable to do the self revision, and if you're very confused about how to start, you can take lectures, YouTube lectures in the initial stage. But in ultimately one day before exam and all, the self revision only will be helping you. And for self revision, you should have the concept register for sure. Next, let's talk about law. So for law, I had the summary notes of Deepika Rati ma'am, and I made my self-made notes. Like I'll just share this. I'll also share the PDF if you want. So I have taken the A4 sheet, I have turned it into the horizontal manner, and I have started writing each and every chapter's notes. So in this, and I have made colorful notes, and in this way, like law is very boring subject, but if you want to revise, if you'll be taking the ICA module, it will be very bulky in the first hand, and secondly, you will also not be able to read each and everything, and in the 1.5 day 5 days before the exam, you'll be having so much struggle. So for law, I'll recommend you to prepare the normal summary notes in your own handwriting, even though the teachers will be giving you the summary notes, but still, I would request you to prepare your own summary notes for law, because at the end of the day, the time which you'll be taking for revision through the your own handwritten summary notes will be very very less. So I'm talking about law, I'll recommend you to write at least 2 or 3 questions each and every day, because it will be helping you to know how you have to actually present the answers in the exam. Because in law, even though you know all the concepts, they won't be giving you marks as it is. Like I got around 28 marks in my MCQ itself, but still I got only other remaining 32 marks. I got exactly 60 marks in law, but I got in descriptive only 32 marks. So I didn't do much writing practice. This was one of the mistake which I did in my preparation. But I'll request you to write always at least 2 or 3 questions of law. Uh, like you can use any teacher's question bank, and it will be really helpful for you. The way you write the answers, like the first day you might have written very poor answer, but later you will definitely the quality of your answers will get increased. Moving on to tax. Tax is, I know, might be the one of the most difficult subject for all the CA inter students. Like we know all the concept, but still in the exam we go and flunk. Like it happens with everyone. You are not, don't be alone. Like don't be like feeling sad because this is happening to you, because this happens with almost each and every student who are studying inter. So talking about, first I'll take up income tax. So talking about income tax is very vast, and you'll not be able to cover everything if you don't make notes. Again, for income tax you should definitely have notes prepared in the class itself. And talking about the questions, few of my friends asked me whether they have to do each and every question of the question bank which the teachers give. Like for example, each and every chapter will be having at least 20 to 30 question in the question bank of teachers. And if you're targeting September 25 attempt, I don't think so you'll be able to cover all the questions. So instead you can the firstly, heads of income and deductions, these are the topics which you have to do together and start the question practice. And where you can go for the question practice, you can refer the model test paper which have been released by ICAI. There are 8 sets of model question paper that have been released by ICAI for May 25, September 25, and Jan 26 attempt together. These papers are highly amended as per the new syllabus. They actually, the way model test paper is made, this is the exact pattern which is being followed in the main exams also. So you can definitely consider for tax the model test paper. If you don't have any resources, straight away complete the heads of income and deductions together. Then if possible, cover all the tds TCS sections, and definitely you will all be covering the basics and residential status. Then if you'll go for the model test, you'll be having a fair idea of how you have to solve. In the initial stage when I started solving the model test paper, most of the questions which I did were wrong. But don't lose hopes, because in the initial stage you'll be feeling like that only. But later when you start, like there are 8 sets of paper. In the first 2 or 3 papers you might not get confidence, but as you start increasing, as you start moving forward to the papers, it will definitely increase your confidence, and you'll get a fair idea of how you have to solve questions in tax. So for tax I didn't refer any like I say module. I just referred the material of Jasmeet Singh sir. I have referred to his notes, and they were concise, they were to the point, and they covered each and everything in the best possible manner. And I don't think so. You should also like refer the ICA module, especially like there are big things in the ICA module which all the teachers have already summarized in their notes. You can also refer any other teacher's notes, but I referred Jasmeet sir's notes only, and they were really helpful. Now, moving on to GST, if you're feeling any kind of difficulty in income tax, you can definitely shift your focus to GST, because GST is actually scoring. Even after putting less efforts, your income tax and GST comes for 50-50 marks each, but still the amount of marks which you can score in GST is actually more than the probability of the marks which you can score in income tax. So for GST, again I referred only the notes of Jasmeet Singh sir. In GST, you are not required to like memorize each and everything like in law you used to do. For example, in law, you should definitely like memorize all the provisions. Then only you will be able to write, and then only IC will be giving you marks. But when it comes to GST, you don't require to memorize all the legal provisions in exactly same manner. If you'll understand the concept, if you'll know, okay, here 10% of the total turnover of the state will come, like that. If you just memorize the limits and you can write in your own words also, then also you'll be definitely getting at least 30 to 35 marks in GST itself, because the level of question is also low in GST, and the questions which they are asking in MCQ are also comparatively easy. But when it comes to income tax, they are really testing you that in-depth conceptual clarity. So I hope if you are facing any difficulty, if you are feeling like tax will not at all, I'll not be able to score anything in tax, you can focus primarily more on GST and cover easy topics of income tax, so that you can get at least 40 marks, and for other subject you can get aggregate through other subjects. Now moving on to the next subject, that is in group 2, is it the costing. Costing is one of the easiest subject in the CA Inter, because it can you can score exemption, or you can even score 80 marks with the most minimum efforts in costing. Costing, I actually didn't take proper classes from costing. I actually studied from YouTube only later on. I referred Nitin Guru sir's lecture and Pranav Popat sir's lecture, and I just did the module questions, and you won't believe, almost 70 to 80% of the total paper of CA intercosting directly comes from ICA module. You don't need to do any MTP, RTP, PYQ, or even model test, because all that you need is conceptual clarity again in costing, because the question anyway is coming from ICA module only. So you don't need to practice many advanced question in tax, so costing. But yeah, in the MCQ section of costing, they are really testing your in-depth conceptual clarity, but the descriptive part is comparatively easy. So you can take the leverage of the descriptive part, and for MCQ, you have to do some kind of practice. For MCQ, again, ICA has released a case scenario booklet. You can refer those questions and you can actually solve those questions. Then you will be getting a fair idea of how you have to solve the MCQ, because MCQ are really like tricky in ICA exams. Like, it is not like if the answer is 15,000, ICAI is not like giving the 15,000 and giving three other options as 10,000, 5,000 randomly. No, ICAI is exactly giving the things in which you can go wrong. Like, for example, if a question is solved in one manner, you will be getting 15,000, and if you miss some data, and if you'll get 10,000, ICAI is giving the options in such a manner that you'll lose the trap, like you'll fall in their trap. So it is very important to read between the lines in costing MCQ. This is about costing. Now moving on to auditing. I hope auditing is one of the most difficult subject which students face in CA Inter, also in the group 2. So for audit, I referred YouTube lectures of Deepika Rati ma'am. They were really good. And the way ma'am teaches, she explains you the concept in a very proper and detailed manner. And the main problem in auditing is you lose the track in between. Like, they are telling some things in between, like they are going on to the topic, and in between they are telling something else, then you lose the track, like what happened. So if you'll refer those lectures also, you'll get a conceptual clarity. Okay, this is how a standard flows. This is how I have to study audit. So for lectures sake, for the purpose of lectures, I refer Deepika ma'am's lecture. And again for audit, I have made a self-made notes, especially for all the essays. And I would also recommend you to make a proper summary charts for all the essays. Like essay 610 and all is very big, and if you don't make the recording, like if you don't make the proper summary notes, you'll lose track. And even in the 1.5 days before the exam, even after making so much notes, I was unable to revise all the chapters. So you have to definitely make notes for at least, if you're not having time to make notes for other subject, make notes for audit, especially all the essays, essay 200, essay 210, essay 500. Essay 500 is again big, essay 520 is big. So all the big standards you can definitely make the notes. For other things also, you can refer the teachers modules. So again in audit, I would recommend you to do the writing practice of at least one or two questions every day. I made this mistake of not doing the writing practice because I didn't have time. And secondly, I was also unable to like decode the things properly. I was unable to cover 100% of my syllabus, due to which I didn't attend any mock test. But if possible, do cover 100% syllabus and write the mock test. Then moving on to FMSM. So for FM, I took the again I studied from YouTube. I took the lectures of Nitin Guru sir. I watched the lectures of Nitin Guru sir. The way he explains concepts are very good. And in FM, I would recommend you to solve each and every question from the ICA module, because in costing also there might be some repeated question. In accounts also there might be some repeated questions. But when it comes to financial management, each and every question which they put in the ICA module is something of a new variety. So I would recommend you to make proper notes, and for FM, if possible, take regular lectures of any teacher, because the way I say asks FM in every attempt in the new syllabus is really hard. Like SM is comparatively easy as compared to FM in the exams. So ICA is really asking some kind of tricky questions in FM in every attempt. So you can take leverage of SM if you face so much difficulty in FM. So FM, you again need a very good conceptual clarity. Then you can have notes, but many teachers will already provide notes. So if you don't have time, I won't recommend you to like prepare notes again, because CA इंटर में time की बहुत ज़्यादा कमी होती है. तो don't write notes for every subject. For costing, FM, accounts, if you don't have time, you can refer obviously the teacher's material. But for theory subject, you should definitely have notes. Talking about SM, I took classes, like I watched the revision lectures of Monishwara sir, and I have taken printout of his material. It is just for 86 pages. For SM, I didn't even take any single page. I didn't even read single page of ICA module, because Monishwara sir in his notes itself contains each and everything in detail. So I referred to his material only, and I studied SM. I didn't make any notes for SM. I referred his material 3 to 4 times, and it was done. So if you're facing so much difficulty in FM, you can take the advantage of SM, because SM MCQ also comes easy, and you can predict the paper in SM. But FMA, you can't predict the paper. You can't say this topic will come for 5 marks, or this topic will come for 10 marks, because in SM each and every chapter comes for 10 marks. So you can have a basic idea. Okay, this chapter is of high. There is no weightage in the SM part, but in FM, it is based on ICAI. It may ask any topic for any marks. So this is what I have prepared. And some mistakes which I made in my preparation is I didn't plan my attempt. First of all, I am doing regular college. I'm also like freelancing. I'm also working as PR head. So I'm also actively involved in colleges. I have participated in around 70 plus intercollegiate and interdepartmental competition. So having so much things on my plate, I was unable to like give proper time for CA inter as well. So I actually first decided I already wanted to give May 25 attempt 20, but in between I just switched to Jan attempt, and I thought that I'll give group 1 only. Again, I shifted to May attempt, thinking no, I want to give both groups. So there was so much haphazard in my preparation journey. First I wanted to go for November, then November exams was not at all happening. I say newly introduced attempt called Jan. Then I thought I'll give Jan. Then I shifted my preparation. Then again I thought I want to do May. So have a clear strategy of which attempt you have to give, especially if this is your first attempt. I'm sure many of you might have also have the same thought, like which attempt I have to give, which group I have to give, group 1, group 2. So if you decided something, stick on to that and don't keep on wavering. And the next thing is, in the last 2 months, in the last 3 months of your exam, you'll definitely have so much negative thoughts around you. So in that time, I was associated with first attempt only, and I was also a part of the mentorship program of the first attempt, where I found a bhaiya named Yogi Kola. So whenever I had some bad times, or whenever I wanted some kind of guidance, I used to approach him, and he was morally available for me. And I think in CA Inter, or in entirely in the CA journey, the main problem which we face is we are unable to find someone who will understand us, or who will guide us in a proper manner. Like for example, 1 month before the exam, someone came and told me that one day if you'll do ICA module 4 times, MTP, RTP, PYQ, then one day you'll be able to pass. Otherwise, you'll not be able to pass. And on the other hand, I am the one who didn't do any RTP, MTP, PYQ. I didn't do ICA module fully. So I was really demotivated and I didn't have anyone to support. Then I approached Yogi Golabaya from first attempt, and he really supported me, saying it is not required to do MTPs, RTPs, and I am the living proof that if you want to score exemption also, it is not required to do MTP, RTP, PYQ. I didn't do any MTP, RTP, PYQ. Still, I managed to get exemption in all the subjects. I got 400 marks out of 600. So, if you're good with concepts and you don't have time for practice, it's absolutely fine. Don't like pressurize yourself. Don't complicate things in your life, saying I have to do 5 revision, then one day I'll pass. I have to do 2 revisions. So don't complicate things. Just go with the flow. Don't have a criteria, but you never know what happens. And again, I was thinking that I'll give only one group, though I have prepared for both groups. I thought I'll be giving only one group, but from the as a grace of God, we got 10 days preparation time extra because of the postponement of exam. So you never know what happens in the exam or what happens in the future. So don't over pressurize yourself. Just trust the process. Keep like trust your journey, keep working hard, and the things will eventually get connected. So this was the thing which I wanted to say. And if you are also facing some kind of difficulty or not getting the right kind of guidance or mentorship, or if you feel like someone should conduct, like it would be better if I can write a test series, then you can definitely consider joining first attempt. They are like literally conducting mentorship session, test series, everything for free of cost, and I would definitely recommend you to join them. And now I'm opening the poll for the questions. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I'll reply to them one by one. Just give me 1 minute. I'll rejoin. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, you can start one by one. Please start asking your questions.
Mm, should I ask? Like, I can see any more hands raised.
Yeah,
So,
definitely you can ask.
sure. So, thank you so much for this wonderful session, and it's again very comprehensive. What you covered, all of aspects and every point you could. But my question is really to go under to the very basic point, since I have been in the CA journey, and some of the feedbacks that I'm facing right now is actually we have so many other points where we have so many reasons to actually clear this. But what I have felt that the energy and the motivation in the initial times are much more than when we have actually started with the journey, so we usually lack it. So basically, obviously, these resources and these things are pretty much clear with the students who are actually into it. But where the problem is in the consistency. So what I feel is, if you can please give your like very good points on how to stay consistent at the times when you are actually losing the motivation. And since everything has went online, so we do not actually have a peering group for that. So one thing is that, and secondly, I really want to understand time management. So what usually happens is we usually plan for according to our speed. So we are thinking ki, we will do this in 3 months, group 1 in 3 months, and another group 2 in 3 months. So what usually happens, the time period we have allotted to ourselves. It's not very strict to it that we are completing in that. So majorly it usually stretches to more of it. So it creates a lot more chaos, a lot more confusion and everything. So how to be very strict and how to actually manage the time management, what I meant was.
Okay, sure. Let me explain. Talking about consistency, even I faced this issue. There were some days where I didn't feel like studying. Some days I studied for literally 14, 15 hours. So it happens with everyone. But all you need to understand is even if you break the like consistency of one day, then again you have to start from the scratch. So you can have the system of rewards. Like only if I complete the targets of today, I'll be using mobile. So you can have some kind of things like this to make you motivated, but ultimately you have to study. And again, I'll say, for consistency, you should definitely, since everything is online, we don't have any person who monitor us, or there is no person who will actually support us when we are morally down. So that's the very purpose of the first attempt as well. I'm not promoting them, but they really helped me in my journey. Like in the last few days, everybody have so much self doubt in within themselves whether I'll be able to do or not. I had so much of them, and I even went to that extent that I don't want to do CA. So this was the level of the overthinking I had, and this was the level of thing, like this was the level of and demotivation I had before my exams. But if you'll have someone who will monitor you, who will ask about your progress, then I think definitely you'll be getting on track. So this is one thing. Then talking about time management, actually I also plan that I'll do this subject in 1 month, the other subject in 2 months, but things don't go as per plan, as per the plan which we have. And it's okay to leave the things as per it's going. Like if you're planning to complete accounts in 1 month, and if you're unable to do that, don't be too harsh on yourself, saying you're not worthy, you're not capable. So what you can do is you can like take one day to analyze what went wrong. So this analysis only you can do. Sit with yourself and reanalyze your position every now and then. Like I had Google Sheets for everything. Like if I plan, I won't be planning on papers, or I won't plan on my mind. I have a proper tracker on Google Sheet, even for a smallest task, even for revision, and even for daily task. So if you have the Google Sheet now, you'll know like you have the deadline, you had the deadline of today, but you were unable to do. So make another column in the Google Sheet of remarks. So there you can type what went wrong. So when you know at what actually went wrong, you can actually rectify that. For example, if you plan to complete accounts, like complete consolidation in 7 days, but it took you around 15 days, so you can like analyze what went wrong. For example, you might have not understood the concept, this might be one reason. And secondly, sometimes you might not have been like interested in the topic. And the third thing, you might have used so much mobile, you might have got distracted. So if you actually analyze the problem now, you'll automatically start getting the solution from within. You don't like need anyone for the time management part. So like you can, if you'll daily basis pay, like you can plan your day in the Google Sheet. Then daily basis, on the daily basis, start writing like whether you have achieved your target or not. If not, then explain the reason why. This will make you self accountable. Then whenever like put a conditional formatting, that when you complete all the targets, and when you put the tick in the checkbox, the color should turn as green. If not, the color should turn as red. You can use some of the Excel functions for this, and you will definitely like when you see all the green now, you the motivation which comes from within is alag level. For it is like different level motivation which you'll be getting.
Right. But like, can I explain a little more? You have really good valid points about it. Like tracking really helps, and it works on your conscious self also to analyze things. But what I recently felt, because I have been on many journeys, so like if I can relate this to a weight loss journey, so I planned that for 10 days I would be on this. What I say, on this type of diet, and I would not be taking any such of oily or heavy, or what it is about. So but one day, even it's not the 10th day or something, but my craving went so high that I was like, it's a necessary, and I just convinced myself that it's okay if I cheat on one day, and go for the junk. So and the craving was so high, so my initial self, or my subconscious self, was stopping me, that no, this is what you have to avoid, and this is only the phase where you have to fight for it. But I actually went for it. So similarly goes with your CA journey, where you actually want to just get up from the chair, and you just don't want to open that book again, or any of the feeling impact. So like, how to deal with that, because that's the most crucial part. But in that situation, you are actually that hitting your lowest point.
Like, can you please summarize your question in one line? What's the actual problem?
I mean, even after tracking or something, it becomes very monotonous to understand the problem. So, how to actually grab your lowest self to sit again for that? Because at a point, even if you're recognizing that it's just a phase or something, but there's a huge urge that I can't see this book again for so long. But you have to sit, because uh, in CA you have to give a very good amount of study period and everything, because you have to give your test and everything. Uh, that's the question, if I could have
Okay,
said.
okay, I understood. So basically, the first thing you can do it, you can manifest, like write on the paper, or you can like make a vision board, thinking like what you want to achieve. So this will automatically motivate you. Though you might think that this will not be motivating you, but still, when you see that vision board, or when you see that marks which you want, it will definitely motivate you from within. And talking about like reading again the same books, yeah, it will be definitely like frustrating, and you won't be like feeling any motivation to do. But imagine it like, if you're going to give September, there are just 50 days which you have. And if you'll complete your exams, if you'll study really really hard, and you will complete the exams, then the amount of peace which you'll be getting for next 2.5 years is immense. Like, after completing my exams on 24th May, I was the happiest person. And till now, I don't have any other thing to do. The freedom which you'll get after writing the exams is really like, you'll not be able to imagine that kind of freedom. So just think ki, if you'll be dedicating only 50 days, and if you'll be able to clear the exams, then for next 2.5 years you are free bird, you don't need to write any exams, any kinds of exam again. So that would be the only motivation which you can have.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. The
Can
next
I
person
ask?
can ask now.
Didi, like I have personally seen you in our college. Like you were the VP, I believe, some union member. How did I actually
Oh
jump the
yeah.
steps? How did I like manage it? Because being a normal college student, I am not able to do it. So how did you manage your time?
So talking about time management, I daily go to college from 8 to 1. Then from 1:15, I have a very strict routine that if I'll complete my classes by 12:51, I'll straight away go to canteen, have something, and from 1:15 I'll be at the library. So I use the most of my college library because in my foundation days I tried coming home at 1 o'clock, then I'll be like dizzy, I'll start sleeping, then I'll wake at 4, 5, or sometimes even 7 o'clock, and then I'll waste the whole day. So this happened with me in my foundation days. I knew that I do not want to repeat this mistake in my intermediate exam. So I requested the teachers, I requested the library staff, and I requested the management to permit me to use the library from 1 to 5. Then again at 5, from after 1:15 I'll go to library, and I'll not come back home before 5. So I'll be there in the library, I'll be grinding, though it will be really like I'll feel tired, but still I like complete the targets in the library. 1 to 4 was the time which I had, so 1 to 5 was the time which I had so much peace. And the peace which library can offer is next level. If you're even a normal student, you can definitely try joining library because it will give you a positive environment. And when you see people around you studying for exams, you won't be like having any kind of motivation or any kind of you won't be having any distraction, or you won't be having a single thought to watch your phone because people around you are studying, and you'll feel guilty for using the phones. So you can definitely consider joining library. And after again I'll come home by 5. I'll take around 30 minutes to 1 hour rest, and from 6 o'clock again I'll start studying. And from 6 sometimes I'll study till 1, sometimes I'll study till 2, and sometimes I'll even study till 3. And talking about how I managed, whenever I get free time I'll study, but I won't compromise on any event. I got into union from the March 2025 only. So before that I had time. So in that time I used to participate in many other intercollegiate and interdepartmental competition. To be specific, I participated in 70 plus. Still, it's all about managing. Like if you're going for the competition, you will be presenting something for 5 or 10 minutes. The entire day you will be having the free time. Though I agree there will be a lot of distraction when you go for event in some other college, or there is some event in some other department. Obviously there will be noise, but you have to prepare yourself mentally in such a manner that I don't want to compromise anything. So you can even consider just go participate and come back and start studying. Don't wait for like competition results to be announced. You can be there in the room also, but keep like studying something, keep actively recalling anything. This is the best way. And though you are tired some days, don't give up like I won't study. Don't say like this. At least try to study 1 or 2 hours, and eventually when you study 1 hour na, you'll get confidence from within saying like I have to study more.
Thank you. That was really very clear.
You're welcome. Any other questions from anyone else? Yeah, you can go ahead. Go ahead.
Um, Recently I started preparing for CA Inter. I didn't watch lectures right now. I started with only accounts. I don't know how to schedule for subjects to complete the lecture classes. Can you suggest the timing for how much month I have to take to complete my lecture classes?
Have recently completed your CA foundation in the
Uh,
May 25?
no, I'm going through a direct entry way.
Okay.
So I don't know how to complete the lecture classes. So can you suggest for accounts how many months I have to take to complete the lecture, and as well as law and tax?
Okay, so for basically you're targeting group 1,
Um.
and you'll be writing exams in
Uh, since I'm a direct entry student,
your
I am
college got over?
yes, I'm going for regular college. So
Okay.
I'm eligible to appear for only September 26th. I know I'm a
Okay.
regular college student. I don't have much time. So I started early as soon as possible. I started only with advanced accounts. So I don't know
Okay,
how.
okay.
So I don't know how to. complete. I don't know how to schedule the time for to complete the lecture classes as well as to revise the concepts. So can you guide with me?
Sure. So for accounts, so basically, I'll recommend you to take classes for accounts and tax. Even law, you can study on your own because it is a theory subject, but it is very important to get a deep conceptual clarity for accounts and tax. So you can take lectures from anyone. I guess you're from South.
Yes,
You don't
yes.
know Hindi.
No, I don't know Hindi.
Okay, so basically you can uh like take classes from Karthik sir or any other South Indian faculty who will be teaching only in English. So this is the first thing. Then talking about how much time you have to give. For accounts, you can start like 2 hours a day. 2 hours a day is more than sufficient, I guess, in the starting days. Or you can, if the lecture is for 3 hours, you can even watch for 3 hours. It depends on the teachers completely. So, like, try to take at least 3 to 4 months for accounts because it is very vast. There are around 35 to 40 chapters in accounts only. So, accounts will take around 3 to 4 months. Even if you are taking 5 months, that's not an issue. But make sure that you are doing it in a conceptual way, you are doing it in a proper way. You're not just watching the lectures for the sake of it, like watching 2x 3x, that won't work. So like take your own time and complete the lectures. You can, since your attempt is in September 2026, you have a plenty of time. So you can take like around 4 to 5 months for accounts. Then if you are studying only one subject a day, it would become monotonous. So I will recommend you to study at least two subjects a day. Like you can take accounts and GST combo, and you can take law and direct tax combo. This will be the best one. So law, you can start with like lectures. Like if you don't want to buy the lectures also, you can watch the revision lectures of YouTube and you can start like learning things. And you have to make notes for law, then only it will be easy for you for your revision, then your preparation and all. So start like writing notes for law. Don't rush with law, like do in a proper way. You can even take 6 months for law, and do it properly with notes, and make sure that you memorize everything right from the beginning. Because the mistake, like what I did was, first I took 3 months and completed the classes, then again I started memorizing things. So this is a double work. So when you're attending the class itself, try to make sure that you memorize things so that it will be helpful for you. So talking about tax, for tax again you have to take lectures, and you have to like give at least 4 to 5 months for income tax alone, and GST will get covered in 1 month or 2 month itself. So income tax you will require very good clarity because income tax is also vast. So for GST you can allocate 1 or 2 months. For income tax, allocate 5 or 4 months. So this will be the best one, I guess.
I'm thinking of going for both the groups in September 2026. It's a
Yeah,
good
definitely.
it's a good option, or I have to go with only one group.
No, since your attempt is in September 2026, you have around 1 year and 3 months, which is more than sufficient for both groups. So, if you even take the maximum time which I told, you'll complete your group 1 syllabus in February. Then again, you'll be having 6 months of excess time. You can do group 2 lectures and revise group 1 and write the exams. It will be the best one. But make sure that you prepare, like for you be sure with the first group first, then go with the second group. You should not be like in a haphazard manner. Do group one subject, group two one subject, then you are not able to manage, then you're shifting to one group, and even one group is not able to clear. So don't do like that.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
You're
Hello.
welcome. Hello.
Hi, myself Aprajita.
हाँ, hello. बताओ.
या मुझे पूछना था कि आप सितंबर के लिए कुछ सजेस्ट करो कि रिवीजन कैसे करें, फिर कोई टेस्ट ग्रुप, टेस्ट सीरीज।
Is it your uh, f- is it your first attempt?
नो, सेकंड।
Okay, like which group you are aiming?
आई एम एमिंग बोथ ग्रुप टुगेदर।
Okay, so actually
I am
for
Riddha.
September both group
Hello.
together. Hello.
और
Hi,
हाय अमृता,
Bhaiya.
यू बी दिस साइड। मेरे को ना एक्चुअली भी निकलना था, तो इसलिए फिर मैंने अभी बीच में इंटरप्रेट किया, सॉरी। मेरे को बस एक चीज एड ऑन करनी थी
Okay.
कि इन्हें बता दो, ये बोथ ग्रुप वाला है, इन्हें ना अपनी सिचुएशन भी बता देना, ठीक है इन्हें। और एक वो जो पिछले वाले थे ना, जो बोल रहे थे कि 1 साल 3 महीने अभी टाइम नहीं है, ठीक है, उन्हें अपनी स्टोरी
हाँ,
बताना कि आपने कैसे कंप्लीट करा है, ठीक है। और
sure,
दूसरी
sure.
चीज, वो जो फोर्थ अटेम्प्ट वाले थे जो बोल रहे थे कि बार बार उन बुक्स को रिपीट करना पड़ता है, ठीक है। एड वन
Okay,
थिंग टू
okay.
हिम कि बेसिकली वी कैन चेंज द मैनर, लाइक आई व्हाट आई डिड कि मेरा भी फिफ्थ अटेम्प्ट में क्लियर हुआ था। सो व्हाट आई डिड कि
Hmm.
मैंने ना बार बार ना अलग अलग तरीके से नोट्स बनाने शुरू कर दिए थे, ताकि उन किताबों को दोबारा दोबारा ना देखना पड़े। मैं अपने नोट्स बनाता था, उन
Okay.
नोट्स को बार बार पढ़ता था, ठीक है। सेकेंड थिंग, जो
Okay,
भी इन्होंने
Bhaiya.
बताया टेस्ट सीरीज का, जो भी मैंने बीच में इंटरप्रेट किया है वो बीच में टेस्ट सीरीज के लिए किया है। जो मैंने आपको कल रात बात समझाई थी ना कि स्टेप 1 स्टेप 2 स्टेप 3 स्टेप 4 एंड देन स्टेप
Yes,
5,
yes, yes,
वो चीज
yes.
इन्हें एक बार क्लियर कर देना, ठीक है। दैट्स इट फ्रॉम माय साइड, बिकॉज अभी मेरे को मम्मी बुला रही है शॉप पे, तो इसलिए मेरे को जाना था, दैट्स व्हाई आई जस्ट एडिट इट, ठीक है। तो
Okay,
दैट्स इट,
Bhaiya.
बाकी
Thank you
सेशन
so
बहुत
much.
अच्छा चल रहा है, मैंने सारा देख लिया। एंड थैंक यू
Thank
सो मच।
you.
हाँ, ओके, बाय बाय।
Bye, Bhaiya. Hi, so for both groups in September, first you have to make sure that you are clear with the concepts. Like if you're if you're clear with the concept, then go for the revision lectures. Revise the things properly. For accounts, you can like revise from the Akash Kandoi sir. For law, you can refer any teacher. For tax, you can refer Jasmeet sir. And for costing, देयर इज लाइक नितिन गुरु सर का ना एक वीडियो है जहाँ पर उन्होंने पूरा कॉस्टिंग को 7 आवर्स में करा दिया, लाइक एफएम को पूरा 5 आवर्स में करा दिया. सो आई एम श्योर
ओके,
दैट इफ यू आर एमिंग फॉर both groups in
सितंबर,
September 25, then you will be definitely clear with the concepts. So you have to basically
ओके,
brush up your concepts. So for that you
वन
can,
या कंटिन्यू।
yeah, for that you can refer the revision lectures and you'll be like good to go. Talking about test series, is it necessary to attend the test series? So basically there is a flow for studying the CA inter. First of all, you have to be clear with the concepts. Secondly, you should have completed all the ICA module questions. Then you have to like prepare, like you have to revise, recall and do the notes. Then lastly comes the test series and mock test. So if you're done with the first three steps, you can go for test series. Otherwise, I don't think so there is any point in attending the test, because मैंने personally एक भी test नहीं दिया था, and I don't think so test देने से उतना ज़्यादा effect होगा. But test देना is really good to improve your performance. But वो test तभी देना चाहिए जब आपका concept clear हो, जब आपने revision कर लिया हो, जब आपके notes prepared हो, ये सब हो, ठीक है.
ओके, और मुझे एक और कुछ पूछना था कि
Yeah, yeah.
आपने सारे सब्जेक्ट में 100% सिलेबस किया था?
No, this was again one of the point which I had to cover in my session. I didn't do 100% in all the subject. I did 80% for 100%. Like 80% of the syllabus मैंने 100% cover किया, and instead of doing 100% syllabus for 80%, I preferred 80% syllabus में पूरा कर लूँ. Like in accounts, I left consolidation. In law, I didn't like leave anything. In the end, I have covered everything. In tax, I didn't do TDS, TCS, and in GST, I didn't do the returns chapter, registration chapter. Then talking about group two, costing, I have covered everything in the end. In FM, I didn't do investment decision. In audit, I didn't do chapter 5 and 9. So if you're facing any difficulty in any chapter, like we don't need 100 out of 100, right? So you just do the 80% of the syllabus in a good manner, in such a way that even if the question comes for 20%, you can either skip or you can leave it in choice. मैंने
ओके,
100% नहीं
थैंक
किया था, और मैं ये सजेस्ट भी नहीं करूंगी कि आप 100% करो, बिकॉज ये बिना मतलब के स्ट्रेस है. लाइक इन्वेस्टमेंट
और ये
डिसीजन डूइंग 100% इज इक्वल टू कवरिंग द एंटायर एफएम. आई होप यू
ओके, जैसे
अंडरस्टैंड.
एडवांस अकाउंट में हम देखें बहुत सारी एएस है, तो आपने सारा एएस करके किया था
Yeah,
या
I
फिर
have did
कुछ-कुछ?
all the AS except the consolidation, because consolidation was difficult for me. The rest I covered all the AS, and for AS I'll again suggest you to make notes if you're not having time for making notes. I know you'll not be having time, so you can refer the Jay Chawla sir's notes. And you can refer Akash Kandoy sir board notes. So they were really helpful for me. But you have to cover all the AS, at least have a basic conceptual clarity. It's okay if you'll not be able to do every single question, but have a basic conceptual clarity.
Okay. Like in costing subject, I face major issue by solving a question.
Okay, so actually in costing, whatever question which teacher solves in class is definitely will be of a high level. But you stick on to the module, you just be clear with the concepts, and you'll be good to go because ICA does not ask very complex question in costing. They test your basic conceptual clarity, which you can easily crack if you'll do the module question. I don't think so. You'll be facing any question, any problem in the module question.
Yeah, no, and not in module question, but the teacher, those question they
Yeah,
suggested, I
even
faced.
I faced that, and I was so much demotivated that I wanted to like leave group 2 altogether for some time. So whenever even the revision lectures of some faculty is so typical. So that's why I stick down to Nitin Guru sir, who just took up the basic questions and focused on the conceptual clarity, and I was done with costing, and I got the highest marks in my entire all the other subject, that is 74 in costing, just by doing the minimal efforts of watching the lecture and doing the ICA module. And this is more than sufficient. Don't complicate yourself with over difficult question. That's it.
Okay, right now my situation is that in group first I had gained confidence like 75%. Okay, and in group two I have only 25% confidence that I will clear in September. So what I have to do? I have to go for both group or single.
So it completely depends on you. I personally recommend you, if you are having very less time, that is only 50 days for the September attempt, I won't tell you to go for both groups, because in the revision of both group itself you will be requiring 2 months. So if you're over pressurized with yourself, don't like burden yourself again with the both groups. You can go for the whichever group you're confident. If you're confident with group 1 which you're saying, then you can go for group 1 itself. You can clear group 1 in the September and start with the preparation of group 2. But if you're sure that when you write the both groups together and you're 100% sure that you will pass, then only go for both groups, because you should not be like इसको भी मैं 70% करूंगी, उसको भी like 50% करूंगी and both clear हो जाएगा, ऐसा आप mentally अपने आप को like don't play with your mind. Be sure that what you have to do in life, or if you are targeting both groups only, if you are thinking like I want to do both groups, then you can plan for Jan attempt.
Okay, thank you so much. That's all from
You're
my end.
welcome.
Hello.
Uh,
How to increase speed and accuracy in advanced accounts while solving problems? Hello.
Okay, so talking about advanced accounts, even I used to take 45 minutes, 50 minutes just to solve a 20-mark question of a financial statements of a company, which is very basic. And I will definitely say it's okay to take a lot of time in the initial stage, but you when eventually start practicing a lot of questions, you will start getting the clarity, and you will eventually gain confidence and speed automatically. So the only way to increase speed is practice. And the conceptual clarity, I hope you will definitely be having. So if you're clear with the concept, still in the initial stage, you will not be able to solve the questions in, like if it is a 20-mark question, you will definitely take at least 1 hour in the initial stage. But eventually time will get down. So don't worry, keep practicing. Don't lose hopes just because like you are taking a lot of time. If you'll keep practicing, you will definitely your speed will definitely get increased.
Okay, thank you. And now how to memorize all the sessions? Yeah, I understand the concepts, but difficult to memorize the provisions. Any tips
Okay,
for that?
so talking about law is basically it's more about how you understand things. Like even if you attend 20 to 200 hours lectures of teachers, it won't be of any help for you. All you have to do is sit with your books and start preparing. And for law, you'll be able to like go with the things easily only when you are writing notes. So if you see the ICA module, every chapter is around 70-80 pages. Some chapters are for 120 pages. So it's humanly impossible to read again and again the ICA module and memorize all the topics. So I have summarized everything. If there is a chapter, for example, chapter incorporation, in the ICA module, for example, it is for 100 pages. I have summarized them in 3 or 4 pages by writing in a small handwriting. So you can once you prepare that notes now, these are the best resource which you can have. You can reread them, revise them, recall them, and you don't even will be feeling pressurized, because first time when you're making these notes it will be taking hell out of time. For example, for preparing the registration of charges, which is very simple chapter, I took 3 days, like 3 days 2 hours each. So for incorporation I took 5 days. So you'll be having a it will be consuming a lot of time for making notes in law, but at the end of the day it will really be worthy. And break down the things in simplified manner. For example, if there is a provision, if there is CSR is 135, right? It is so many pages running through, like it is a very big section. So first, break down the things. What are the topics it is having? For example, the first topic is meaning. Then what are the activities not included in CSR? Then which company need to have CSR? Like first, break down the topics of a section, then start writing small notes. Don't like exactly cut copy paste the ICA module in the notes, because it is of not it is of no use. Make sure you write in your own language, but don't use like very common language. Use some kind of keywords, but make sure that instead of reading 2 pages in ICA module, if you will be reading one paragraph in your notes, you'll be able to understand everything. So that's the main thing in law. And you have to definitely do writing practice, because writing practice in itself is acting as a test for you. When you're like studying section 135, try practicing for 3 questions of section 135 without seeing. If you can take the question bank and start writing, so in this way your notes will also be prepared, your writing practice also there, and you'll definitely ace law exams.
Thank you. And how to study taxation IT, because I feel exhausted while reading the provisions. There's a lot of provisions like
Which
in
subject?
excess of income of salaries. Hello?
Sorry, I'm unable to understand what you're saying.
In taxation IT,
Okay,
there is
okay.
a lot of provisions how to study easily. Like I feel very exhausted while reading salaries
Yeah,
provisions.
even I felt the same. So that's why I have shifted my focus towards teachers' material only. I referred Jasmeet Singh sir's notes only. I didn't even read the ICA module even for once. So it is very important. Like you'll not be able to, even if you read the ICA module line by line, you'll not be able to understand everything, or you'll not be able to recall everything. So it's better that you memorize the things using the teacher's material. So if you want those links of the material which I use, I'll even share with you. Just like I'll even share my mail ID. You can ask for the material there. I'll send you, because in
Yes,
tax it's not practically possible to read everything.
okay. Yes, I already follow some material for taxation, but I am
Okay,
afraid to skip the ICA material because ICA is the key. That's why.
okay. So
Is it
actually the
okay to
material
skip
which
the one
I
material
said,
other than ICA?
I'm not sure about the other teachers' material, but the material which I followed had everything summarized in few pages. Like if you'll take salary, everything is covered in 20 pages. If you'll take capital gains, everything is covered in 10 pages. So it has every single thing, and I followed that only, and I got exemption. I got 67 in tax. So don't worry about that. If you want the summarized material, I can share with you. So like don't try to like focus on covering everything. Just cover the important points, because ultimately what matters is your concepts and your provisions.
Okay, thank you. That's all for me.
You're welcome.
Hi. I just want to ask, since you said that questions should be attempted when you are actually have learned everything and you are doing your revision. So, since you suggested that we should write audit and law on daily basis, one or two questions. So probably those questions will be from RTP, MTP, or previous years only.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
For
then
yeah,
Yeah, but then you said that test series should be attempted after you have done your revision and your understanding part.
yeah, that's for other subjects like costing, FMSM, accounts, and all. But in audit and in law, the main thing is you have to know how you have to write. Correct. So you can refer the like chapter wise material from the teachers, and you can start writing one or two questions every day. Yeah, that will be from MTP, RTP, PVQ, but it doesn't matter because you are just doing a writing practice. And many people think MTP, RTP, PVQ means they'll be writing full MTPs, they'll be writing full PYQs, 100 marks paper. So that I said is not necessary in the if you're not done with the syllabus or if you're not done with the revision, don't do like 100 marks paper. It is of no use. I hope
Right.
you got it.
Yeah, completely. And secondly, since I was planning to go for Jan 2026 attempt, so I just wanted to ask about the sequence, what you will suggest, because what I have planned is 2 months giving to group one, 2 months giving for group two, and then last 2 months would be for revision and giving the test and everything. But what the problem which I am sensing here is, what if after doing my group one and I'll be kick starting with my group two, so I'll be going for group two with the entire intensity which I have given to group one. So how about preparing for group two, I might lose or forget about group one. So how to manage both?
You can stay in touch with group one. Like if you're like planning for group two in next 2 months, like take up accounts. You can like daily do one AS while you're doing the group 2, so you'll be covering accounts in 1 month. And talking about you can like basically allot the entire slot of 3 hours or 2 hours for group 1 where you will revise whatever you want. So like don't keep like the book away, the group 1 book away completely for 2 months, because it will not be like beneficial for you, because ultimately the problem which I faced is also same. So instead of like planning, like if you're planning for both groups, I'll suggest you to pick the combos. Like you can always have the combination of accounts and costing, sorry, accounts and audit, costing and law, tax, and FMSM. So in this way you'll be able to handle one heavy and one small subject. If you're planning for both groups, don't and if you're very sure that you will be writing only both groups, then you can like choose one subject here, one subject there, keep the combo, keep the test. In the 4th month, you can like try to complete the syllabus instead of just allotting 2 months for group one, 2 months for group two, and same with the revision of last 2 months. You can do like that.
But it's not very possible to go with both groups in a daily basis. Look, what I can tell you about my timetable is, I also there's point that in preparing and going for both the groups together, there's a risk of not clearing any of those. So what I feel is that I have to be very cluster clear about my group one, that it has been a brilliant strongest point and I just have to clear it. That's why I was going for group one, that even if I need more than 2 months, I'm giving to it for the group one. Now if I talk about my daily basis thing, I've planned 3 slots in that. So that is 9 to 12, then 1 to 6, and 8 to 12 in the 9. And I've divided my 3 subjects in that for the group one. So I can't see involving any of the group two in that. And secondly, when I will be going for the group two, there would be an injustice for group 2 because I'd be giving group 1 full attention, full focus, and not thinking anything else. So that's the main issue. Like you said, no, ki, just allot 2 or 3 hours for group 1. So that is what everyone has suggested, but that's again a problem because I won't be having 3 to 2 hours for group 1, because then I'll be allotting 1 to 6 p.m. audit for that, because that's a huge subject, and then again you need to have that focus.
But what I'll suggest is if you will be like entirely giving 2 months, like if you'll keep entirely if you'll keep a distance between you and the group one books entirely for 2 months, it won't be of any use. So again you can have like 45 minutes session for at least 2 hours. Like in total you have to spend at least 2 hours to stay in touch with the subjects.
Right.
This is what I feel. Like you can take if you are already allotting 2 months in the first phase,
Yeah.
will almost cover everything. Then in the second phase, we are focusing on group two. Then I know you'll forget things. Like I have just completed like uh, my exam ended on May 24th, and I didn't study anything from that time. And today it is 12th July. So, in this time itself, I have started forgetting all the things which I have studied. So, obviously, it will not be like when you open in the last 2 months you have kept for the revision, and it won't be like very blank for you. You'll definitely recall things if you'll spend a little time also. So, not to worry. If at all you feel like forgetting, you can allot one week, sorry, one day in a week to complete the things, to recall the things of the group one.
Okay. Thank
But
you.
don't worry, it won't be an issue. Like when you revise after 2 months, also something will be there in your mind, but you have to put a little more effort to recall things. That's it.
Uh, yeah.
Any other questions?
Hi, this is Manaswini. Thank you so much for your insightful session. Uh, I just want to ask one thing. Like, I'm attending only for Group 1 in January 26. Till now, I have
Okay.
covered all the lectures of accounts, audit, and sorry, advanced law and tax. So I just want to know, like, what is the effective strategy which I can start right now, because I'm going to regular college as well. I have my college from 1:30 to 5:45. So coming back from college and then studying, it's a very big task for me. I'm unable to allocate separate time. So how can I prepare myself for that?
Okay, so since your college is an afternoon shift, you can like probably wake at 7 or 8 and then start studying in the morning. Make sure that you complete the theory subject in the morning, like do law in the morning. Since you have completed the lectures, you will be having a basic conceptual clarity. But
Yeah.
now all you need to do is revision, practice, and test if you will be having time. So you can like
Actually, I have joined one academy. The classes are scheduled in the morning, so I'm unable to find time to study early in the morning. So what can I do for
you
that?
have completed the classes, right?
No, I haven't. Like for accounts, I've done only till AS and I have advanced accounting left. And for taxation, GST only 5 chapters I listened, and for direct tax only 6 chapters. So it's not kind of an effective listening what I did. So how can I cope up with that?
But no worries, since you're having around 6 months, and your exams is in Jan, and 6 months are more than sufficient for Group One. So just for accounts, I'll suggest you whatever AS you have did, start preparing notes. Talking about the time management, I'll complete the time management and go with the strategy. So morning
Okay.
you have classes, afternoon you have college. I know it will be difficult because I have been through the this phase which you are in right now. So
Okay.
in college, if you'll be having even 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes, try to make the best utilization of that.
Okay.
You can ask permission from the teachers. I don't think so. Any teacher will be rude for asking permission to study. You can ask like one hour a day for studying for CA. So in the initial stage, definitely teachers won't agree. But when you'll be like speaking with them, explaining about your situation, they'll definitely understand. So you can take
Okay.
1 hour out of the morning, like in the college. Then after coming home, you have to like struggle a lot. After you can take 1 hour break, you can sleep there, and then you have to start studying, and you have to like study till 2 or 3 in the night. It will be the best because you don't have time, right? So you have
Yeah.
to borrow the time from the next day.
Okay.
And then talking about accounts, for accounting standard you can make notes for the chapters. Since you said you didn't do an active listening, start like listening things when you're doing the chapters like amalgamation, consolidation. These are like very big, and if you
Yeah.
don't pay proper attention in the beginning, you will be like facing so much difficulty. Past is past, leave the past. So hereafter, whatever lectures you are going to do, make sure that you are attending with full concentration and revise it on
Okay.
the same day. And I hope your lectures will get completed maximum by October.
Yeah.
So then you'll be having 2 complete months for the revision. So now what I suggest you is whatever they are teaching you in the morning in academy, complete it in the evening. And if you'll have extra time, go for the previous things which you have learned. But once
Okay.
your classes get over, make sure that you are studying at least 10 hours a day and you complete the revision.
Okay.
Because more than the classes, what matters in CA Inter is revision.
Yeah. Okay. And one more thing, like how to avoid the distraction while studying, because I'll feel motivated only up to an hour or something. After that, I don't feel like studying only. So how can I tackle that situation?
It's okay, like if you're able to study only for 1 hour, you can take a 10 or 15 minutes quick break, come back again, study for an hour, like use the pomodoro technique. But ultimately you can't give the excuse of the distraction because you don't
Yeah.
want. One thing is you don't have time. The
Correct.
second thing is you have to anyhow clear, if you're doing regular college, you have to have only one goal. You have to clear inter before the college ends.
Yeah. Yeah.
So make sure to motivate yourself, like make every single possible attempt to have a like positive environment around you, so it will motivate you to study. Have a accountability partner who will like actually ask you each day what have you did, so it will give you some kind of accountability that you have to answer someone, so you'll start
Yeah.
studying.
Okay.
Like you can have your college peers as a accountability partner as well.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you so
Any
much.
other questions? You're welcome. Any other person want to ask any other question? Yeah, Varun, go ahead.
Hi, first of all, thank you for the powerful session. Actually, I
You're
am preparing
welcome.
for the group 2 for the September exams, and I have recently
September
started with
25.
my what?
September 25.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay.
And I have recently started with my revision. I just have a common doubt related to the audit, which is like मेरा concept understanding काफी अच्छा है, but I face difficulty in like topics की what to learn and what to leave, कौन से topics पर ज़्यादा attention की need है, क्योंकि audit is like बार बार multiple revisions in notes and all. तो
Yeah,
उस चीज़ में
yeah.
difficulty face होता है कि कौन से topics पर ज़्यादा focus and learn करना ही है. So how to
Dekho,
tackle
you
that?
want to pass in audit. You are comfortable with the other both topics, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Other both subjects.
Yes.
So for audit, first of all, you can note down the flow which I'm telling. Do the chapter 1, chapter 11, chapter 2, chapter 6. If you'll do these, you're sure with 24 marks. So the next set which you have to pick is chapter 4, chapter 7, chapter 8. These are the combinations which will be having only the essays. Then if you do this, you'll be again getting a coverage of 30 marks. The chapter 7 comes for 10 to 12 marks, chapter 8 comes for 10 to 12 marks again, and chapter 4 comes for 14 to 20 marks. So these are high weighted chapters which has most of the essays. So you're done with 7 chapters now. Then moving on to chapter number 10. Chapter number 10 is big, but it comes for only 4 to 5 marks. So you can have it in the lowest priority. Talking about chapter number 3, it is technical one. If you'll complete all the 7 8 chapters which I told, then only you have to go for chapter number 3 because it is kind of technical, and you will be requiring the audit risk chapter. You will be requiring some kind of knowledge from all the parts of audit, so you can do that in the last. Then reserve for chapter 5 and 9. Chapter 5 and 9 of course are high weightage chapters, but I don't think so it is humanly possible to learn each and everything in chapter number 5 and chapter number 9, because they are very 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 vast. So chapter 9 you can do the like before every attempt teachers give you the important topic list, especially the Shubham Keshwani sir gives you the important topics and top priority topics list. You can, if you don't have time for chapter 5 and 9, just cover that. That's what I did because I didn't have time for chapter 5 and 9, so I decided to rely on that. So even after skipping chapter 5 and 9, I got an exemption. So if you do that also, you can definitely score 80 also. But first of all, you have to focus on chapter 1, 11, 2, 6, 4, 7, 8. These are like very, very important chapters from which you can almost expect most of the question, like more than 60% of the paper comes from these topics. And these are very easy, so try doing the easy topics first. You will get like more clarity, then you can go to the difficult ones.
Okay, okay, got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, hello.
Yeah.
Can you repeat the audit chapters number?
Yeah, chapter 1, chapter
One,
11,
11,
chapter 2,
2,
chapter 6.
6.
These
Only
are
4?
one bucket which you have to do in a proper way. Like these are one set which comes for 24 marks.
Okay.
Moving on to the next set, chapter 7, chapter 4,
7,
sorry, chapter 4, 7, 8.
4, 7, 8.
Food is very, very, very important. It comes for around 14 to 20 marks, and it is very high weighted chapter. It has most of the important essays which you have to cover. These are the second bucket which you have to do. If you'll do the first two buckets itself, you'll be like sure of attempting like for 60 marks and getting 40 marks. If you'll do like line by line all these chapters, then moving on to a separate section which is chapter 10 bank audit, you can do it anytime. It is kind of big, but it comes for 4 to 6 marks only.
Okay, thank you.
Then moving on to what?
Which year's summary notes you followed for exam?
I referred the Deepika Rati ma'am's book. I had bought the book and I made notes out of that.
For accounting standards?
Okay, for AS or essays?
Yes, yes.
Okay, for AS, I referred Jay Chawla sir's notes and Akash Kandoi sir's notes.
Okay, so thank
You're welcome. And the remaining chapters, chapter 3, 5, 9, you have to do in the end. 5 and 9, I don't think so it's possible to cover each and everything. So 3, you can cover each and everything. Then 5 and 9, do only if you have time.
you. Okay.
Does anyone of you have any questions? If not, we can wrap up the session for the day.
One last question. For taxation, what are the important topics to focus on, both for income tax and GST?
For income tax, you have to focus on heads of income, all the 5 heads, house property, salary, PGBP, other source, capital gain, all are important. Then deductions, residential status, introduction. That's all. These are the major important topics from where the 90% of the paper comes. The remaining are very simple, like aggregate, set of carry forward, and all. And tedious thesis is very vast. If you're unable to do that, you can skip, but the heads of income and deductions are very important. Talking about GST, the basics: supply, time of supply, place of supply, value of supply, and then registration is also important. So these are the main very important on ITC. ITC, composition supply, RCM, exemption. So RCM and exemptions are the topics which you have to do together. And exemption is very important from the point of view of ICACA Inter. But
Okay.
these are very vast. So you have to do from the beginning. Like you have to do one topic a day for exemptions and all. Then only you'll be having a good clarity for that.
Okay.
If you want to pass, you have to focus on time of supply, place of supply, value of supply, supply on the GST, introduction, composition scheme, ITC. These are more than sufficient for passing.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Guys, can we wrap up the session for the day? I hope all your queries got answered.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for joining. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Amirtha, can I speak for a moment?
You're welcome.
Yeah, actually, I have to congratulate on your C inter marks and clearing exemption and getting exemption on all of the papers. It's a very
Thank
big
you so
thing.
much.
Yeah, and I have to ask a general personal question is that how would you do all these at a 19 in hosting meeting like this and holding a position as a vice president and I've been following you for so much long time. So being
Thank
inspiration to
you.
many of us, including me, actually.
Thank you
So
so much.
yeah, keep it
So
up, keep
basically,
this thing.
sure, sure, sure. Thank you. You
Mhm.
made my day.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Can I ask you questions related to studies or? Uh,
Yeah, you can ask general question as well as related to the studies.
okay, okay. Then, especially I have a doubt on how to memorize it theory subjects because these two subjects like law and audit are so much. I mean, what to say, intimidating to me, and because I'm going to appear in the Jan 26 attempt. So
You're going to apply both groups.
yeah, both groups. Yeah, both one.
Okay, okay, okay. So for
So how?
talking about law and audit, I'll just explain this, then you can move on to the next question. So talking about law and audit, they are very vast and you have to remember a lot of things and it can be overwhelming at times. So I will definitely suggest you again to make notes for law because you can't like every time refer the ICA module. It's humanly impossible. And for audit, I didn't even touch ICA module even once. I just purchased Deepika Rati ma'am's books for both law and audit. Even though I had the summary books, I made sure that I write all the provisions. I write all the important things in a paper. Like I made notes in a A4 sheet. I have stick the 4 5 A4 sheets together in a horizontal manner, like a booklet, like a chart. I made my notes and I made sure that it is very colorful and it is like it has proper highlightings. I used 4 to 5 colors of pen. So in the initial stage you might be thinking it will be of a very time wasting, but sometimes you'll not be having mind to study the theory subjects. So in that time, these colorful notes will definitely attract you and make you study these subjects. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is, don't feel like you don't remember anything and all, because even before the first day of the exam, I felt like I don't know anything. So this feeling will always be there with you, but don't let it consume your mind entirely. So make sure that you revise it regularly. For law, I might have did around 7 to 8 revision. It's not like I'm doing 5 days law, 5 days tax. No, like if I study, if while studying group two, I started with a revision of group one. Like I'll study like one third or one fourth or even one fifth of some of the chapters. Like I in the initial stage, I also used to have a target of completing 10 pages, 15 pages daily. So it might be like in the initial stage you might be thinking one day I'm doing 10 pages, because in the IC module 10 pages is very less. Like the content is very less because of the big handwrite, big bold text.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
you can like have different strategies as well, but don't like pressurize yourself that I have to do management and administration in a single day, I have to do it in 2 hours. No, it is humanly impossible. So you can break the chapters in chunks. If there is a essay 500, it is very big, you can divide it into 2 days. If there is essay 610, it is also again very big, you can divide it in 2 days and study or 3 days and study. If there is like essay like 501, 505, 550, these are very very small essays, you can combine them and do it in one day. So all you have to do is a right strategic planning, and don't take up on both groups. People will definitely face this problem of doing law and audit. If you're studying law, you'll forget audit. If you study audit, you'll forget law.
Mm-mm. Yeah, definitely.
So for that, I'll suggest you not to do audit and law in the same day, because in the initial days I used to do that and I used to struggle a lot. So if you're doing law today, do like if you're doing law this week, do audit next week. Don't pick up law and audit on the same day. You're going to get burnout.
Okay, okay. Can
See,
I go day by day? I mean, single alternative days?
yeah, you can definitely have an alternative day, but I didn't recommend the alternative day process,
Okay.
because you might have did the one third of management and administration,
Yeah,
and day
yeah.
after tomorrow you will be doing the second third.
Yeah, understood. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
then again you'll be doing the third part of the third. So there will be no continuity. If you're taking a chapter in law, then complete the chapter in law, then go to the audit chapter, then law, audit. So you can like chapter wise have an alternative version, but alternative day basis, I don't believe it will be working well.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Can you suggest me an author regarding, because I am a South Indian and living in Chennai here. Uh, so
Okay, okay.
people like Deepika Radhi ma'am and will they speak in, I mean, will they communicate in English also, or
Actually, Deepika Rati ma'am's lectures are not available in
in English?
English. That
Okay,
is an
yeah.
unfortunate thing. Actually, I'm also from Chennai, so
Okay.
I know the struggle of South Indians. So
Yeah.
I struggled a lot and learned Hindi in my 11th and 12th days, so that I can
Okay.
study in CA from the North Indian faculties.
Oh.
So I can understand that problem. But you
Mm-mm.
can like try the Ram Harsha sir's lectures if you don't have
Yeah.
anything. But I'll also suggest you Niveda ma'am. You know Niveda ma'am?
Yeah, yeah. Kartik Mani, class CA classroom,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, CA
Okay, okay.
classroom. You can refer her lectures. When the exams got postponed in the last 10 days, I preferred her. Like she gave access for everyone for free. Wow,
Okay.
subscription. So I referred her lectures, and her way of teaching is really good. So you can also consider taking classes from her, because she also follows the same method like Deepika Rati ma'am. She like
Mm.
gives you the notes, she gives you the books, she does everything which the North Indian faculties also do. So I don't think so you'll be facing any difficulty. You can also reach out to her. Even if you're not her student, she is replying.
Okay, okay, okay.
So you can just text her if you're having any kind of problem in audit, because I used to do that. And one day before exam, I still remember I texted her 2 a.m. in the night saying I don't remember anything. What I'll do, ma'am? So still in the 2 a.m. in the night, she replied. Like she's very kind. If you badly want any teacher who will be helping you with the audit in from south, then definitely you can like go with the Niveda ma'am.
Okay, sure, 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 sure.
And talking about law again, you don't like you can buy obviously the summary books. It will be in English only completely. But
Okay.
talking about the lectures, you won't be able to understand the Hindi, right? So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can like refer the South Indian faculties itself.
For law,
Oh,
Karthik sir is good.
okay, 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 okay. Thank you, thank you. And about my general question, how do you manage all these things? And because when I
Yes.
created my LinkedIn account, I don't know to what to write under in my bio itself because I don't think I didn't do anything like
Okay.
that. So when I see yours, I mean, I don't know what else you can do like that thing. So how do you do
Actually,
this?
LinkedIn came to me automatically because I just uploaded my CA foundation results. That was my first ever post on LinkedIn. So
Okay.
then eventually I started, like, I gained a lot of impression. I got around 4,500 impression on my first post. So
Yeah.
it just stirred me up. So I started creating content on LinkedIn. So I didn't want to leave that because I was getting good response. So I
Mm-mm.
didn't have like proper allocation. I don't have to manage this LinkedIn and studies together because I had interest in both of them. I'll hardly spend around 30 minutes maximum in LinkedIn. So LinkedIn management was not very difficult for me. But talking about college, managing college and CA was really a nightmare for me because I had regular college. I had to go every day for 5 hours, 6 hours.
Yes,
So
yes, yes. Because I have
trying to
also
maintain the attendance.
had the same thing when I during my college days. This is my fourth attempt with James. Yeah, I understood. I
You
can
are the
understand.
fourth semester.
No, no, no. I have completed my degree in that entry route.
Okay, okay.
So I tried during my college days, but didn't work me. So yeah, I understood your point.
Okay, no worries. So yeah, managing it with the college was difficult, but I made sure that whatever time I'm remaining, like if there is like 6 hours college, I'm remaining with 18 hours. So in the 18 hours, I will reserve 4 5 hours for other activities, and I'll study for 12 hours. Like I didn't have any choice. I'm talking about
Mm-hmm.
the fest. I just participated randomly in some competition, and in my first competition itself, I got prizes. So that motivated me a lot, and I didn't want to give up. So even if I'm going to a college in for intercollegiate, I'll go there and study by sitting in the corridor or anywhere. Just in my time of performance, I like if it is a best manager competition, when I'm called, I'll go,
Mm.
I'll perform, I'll come back, and I'll start studying. It might be crazy, like people will definitely judge you for that. You are coming to other college and you're studying, you're coming
Yeah,
for
yeah,
competition and you're studying for exam. But I didn't have any other choice. So most of my times will be in the library only. So managing was really tough. I used to like run 14 hours every day including college and other stuffs. But definitely when I look back now, it was all worth it.
definitely, definitely. Yeah, yeah, thank you, Amrita. Thank you. That's it.
Just
Thank you for
get me a
conducting.
hi so that we can get connected on LinkedIn as well,
Definitely, definitely.
so that I could recognize you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure, sure. Thank you for conducting this session. It's been more than an
You're
hour, 1.5 hour.
welcome. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
you're addressing everything very calmly and very explanation. So thank you for
Thank
everything. Thank you.
you. Does anyone of you also has any query, or we can wind up the session? Anushri,
Yeah, I think you would be tired, but I was really shocked to listen what you have told. But weren't you tired after all this struggle, like all the competitions, and you
yeah,
actually
I
start
would be
first?
dead. Like literally, some of the colleges will be very, very far. My college is near my house. That was not a problem for me. But some other college would be like 1 hour travel, 2 hour travel, and all. And just by going there, I'll get tired. But still, I used to perform. I'll come back. I'll like, uh, I guess washing your face, bathing itself gives you good positive energy, and you'll definitely have bad days, but still i had I had been clear in my thoughts that I have to clear anyway in my first attempt itself. Like I don't want to delay my attempt just because I'm doing other things, and I just wanted the tag of first attempt CA. I actually also planned for all India rank, though I was fell short of rank by very few marks, but still the journey was worth it. So when you are aiming for something very very big in life now, so these struggles will not be like very big for you. Like it was just a matter of 17 months for me. I have deferred the Jan attempt and gave the May attempt. So my preparation period was 17 months. So 17 months I have to struggle a lot. But now I have 1 year free time. I can participate in anything. I can enjoy my life literally to my fullest. Right. So that was the only motivation I had.